this is the idea that I see everything as being perfect, whether I feel it in the moment like that or not. And well, you can see afterwards how it was perfect or whatever. But most of the teachings and most of the seekers, most of the students start with the idea, most of the patients, most of the clients, with the idea that you need to fix something.
There's something wrong.
Something is wrong,
Yes.
exactly. And then the teachers, regardless if they are people or channeling messages or whatever, this is how you fix this. And while I enjoy most of these, or some of these ideas, I know one thing for sure. Life is perfect. And if I use this as the basis of everything I'm doing, I know this foundation, it's aligned with our essence. But then the question is, from this foundation, do we really need to do something? I mean, is there anything to do? And of course it is experience, and there's a purpose behind all that is happening. But it's so beautiful. Sorry?
Get used to it.
What did you say?
She's the most loving person I've ever met in my life.
Veronique?
I said, it's captivating.
Thank you. It makes me laugh because it's really, 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 really beautiful.
I think it's really interesting as we've gone through Bashar and Abraham and
Oh, you have no idea what I've been
Seth and amazing all
the path. Yeah,
and you know, I firsthand
tomorrow,
feel by
Michael.
her in some way. But
Oh,
what's this breath thing? That's the new thing. That
did you experience it?
Oh, I experienced it firsthand, and it just, quite frankly, you know, I'm talking to her, and I'm a bit
Non-centered.
off-center, knowing it's all unfolding perfectly, knowing that, I understand that. But it sure sucks when you understand it, but it's still
Not
feels like hell. And you're going, ah. And she says, I've been thinking about this. Please.
I've been thinking, basically, I guide you.
Yeah.
That, well, it's not like it's new, and
You can see what's going on. It's not the emotional reaction or charge that people are having, and you know everything's perfect. So you intuit that back to people how they can hear it. I mean, that's my experience with you.
yes.
It's like, oh, you're upset. Okay, that's fine. Why are you upset? Not really. It's not these circumstances. It's because you're not in alignment with what the truth of who you are.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
And why does it happen that we suffer? I mean, who we are, and as an empath, to realize who I am, I've been alone for a period of time, 10 years ago or so, when that awakening happened. And only then I could feel my essence. And my essence is love and is joy. But it's so close to who I am that I don't feel it most of the time. What I feel is what I receive, and what I perceive is the difference between who I am and what comes to me. So, in line with what you're saying, if you're not experiencing joy, you're not experiencing who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But then what? And why? Mostly. Is it something screwy with this or not?
Well, my
Well, it's not the
enlightenment
real
moment
question.
was, it was easy to love, even when I was in a pissy mood. I knew I loved, but I didn't have joy. And so she differentiated that with me and brought joy to my attention. That was cool.
So I was on the why do we feel these differences? The pain, the suffering, and all of this. If it's not who we are, and life is perfect, that's the most used question actually. Then why the suffering, right? And it's such a beautiful design because we come here pure essence, different than the environment that we're born in. And our essence is different, but it can be a little bit different or way more different, depending on what's going on this environment, what's the bigger plan, so to speak. The seeds that come in are different, a little bit different, or more different, and the empaths are more different. That's why oftentimes they do suffer more. That's a different discussion that hopefully we'll do it in January. And the design is that we come here and during our childhood we construct this heavy coat, we take on this heavy coat of environment, not only the body, the dirt, but the beliefs, and we get to know this environment from within. We get to know this environment by the reaction we have when we look through that filter of beliefs that we took on. Then we know it from within. And life, if you look outside, if you look at the leaves, if you look microscopic, or if you look at the in cosmos, you see the perfection, the precise perfection of everything. And there's not one thing that happens by chance. There is a beauty and a perfection and intelligence that is just amazing. And somehow people think that, well, everything is amazing, but my life sucks. Right?
At times, even I do.
And the thing is that life itself, and the event, and the perfect string of events that happen, that you can see the perfection in the hindsight, how Steve Jobs used to put it. It's perfect right now, and you don't have to wait for that hindsight, for that time to pass. Then why do we suffer? Because we are looking at what life brings to us, which is basically how I see it. I see life as a force, as my higher self that orchestrates and puts me in the perfect place, orchestrates all the events. And if I have a problem with life, or it seems that life has a problem with me, it's not a problem with my essence, it's a problem with my ego. And my ego, which is this heavy coat that I took on purpose, every time life goes against it, pokes a hole in it, and my essence shines through that coat. And with every belief that life helps me shatter, I transform the world. Each one of us transforms the world. Each one of us. Every person changes the environment by meeting of this higher self-life with the taken on purpose set of beliefs. And in homeopathy, for instance, uh, I have treated very small children, like couple of days old, but even older children, you can see how the symbols of the disease they have. I don't even have to ask the child what's going on, because in the very early childhood, their diseases is a reflection of what's going on in their families. And the older they get, the more somewhat complicated that all of it is. It's just a balancing of something that is not who they are, you know, but helps with poking through that so that the essence, the inner child, the who you are, shines more and more brightly, you know. So it's perfect, 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 perfect. And in all of this we have this amazing super tool that is with us from the very first breath to the very last breath, and is beyond the mind. Because every time you take a conscious, deep breath, and I invite you to take a deep, deep, you're in the now, and you're in the perfection, and you're receiving. Try and open up, Maria, those hands. And breathe in your belly. Try it. You don't know it until you try it like this. Just
Okay, now I'll do it.
and you receive.
Oh, don't stop that. Sorry.
Receive the love that surrounds you. Oh yeah. There how the energy is moving. Oh yes.
Wow, it goes all the way down to my toes.
Yes, you can take it down and use your imagination and your inner vision to take it all the way deep through the vessel, through the coat, poking holes from within. The body is very much a representation to a degree of this coat that we took on. And oftentimes symbolizes what's going on in our interaction with life, with our higher self, in how aligned we are with our essence. And with the breath, we don't need to conceptualize a big deal about what and why. In doing this consistently and focusing, first being aware, breathing brings your awareness back to yourself and helps you assess. Do you feel any kind of resistance somewhere in your life? And then you can breathe through that. You can breathe in the love that you are, the life that you are. and align with that from within. And feed yourselves with your essence that you're breathing in. The cells of your body and the cells of your life. Align more and more with the essence of who you are. With the private sessions of Breath of Life, we're assessing and focusing on the person, on the client, what's going on right there and then, what's going on in the body, what's going on in the life, and the body symbolizes so much what's going on with us. And we breathe, we do this guided meditation of breathing and receiving and aligning with our own essence. And we planned on doing the joy factor, bringing in the joy, which is who you are, which is who we are, bringing in beyond the mind. And I love this part about it, because if you do this on your own or in my unconditional love space that I provide, or in a group setting, your experience about life gets aligned with life, and you experience who you are, you experience the joy. It's not that much that something is good or bad or whatever, the experience, how you feel after a teaching, after a session, after something you're doing, leaves you more aligned or not with your essence, but regardless, all of us are changing the world. One belief at a time, one poking at a time, expressing more and more of who we are here. And changing the world, you can see that. We are doing this. Right?